Hello everybody and welcome to a very exciting grade 1 year. Doing a parent information on video is very different for us and we really hope that we are able to meet you in person very soon. But in the meantime, let me introduce you to the team. My name's Jen Ritchie, I'm the top left picture and I'm the grade head for the grade 1s, supported by the most incredible team, Charmaine Basel, to the right of my picture, Tracy Backman, bottom left, and Fiona Cooper-Young, bottom right. We are also very ably supported by our wonderful interns this year. Firstly, Mr. Raymond Dumbo, who's no stranger to the boys' school, as he was teaching in grade 2 last year. And we welcome for the first time our two interns from the girls' school, Amaze Madalane and Patricia Nkwanyana. Welcome, everybody. We also hope that you parents are able to interact with our interns very soon. I am going to keep this chat brief because I know that there is a lot of information bombarding you at the beginning of a year, and we will instead send small chunks of information throughout the year as and when this is necessary. So let me start with the car park. You will have seen in Greg Royce's email that morning drop-off is between 7 and 8 a.m. There are, however, many activities on offer each morning as well, and a social time that they get to play outside. So we would love the boys to arrive around 7:30. This will give them the chance to chat to friends and settle in, as well as enjoy the morning activities and reading before we start our day at 8. Collection is at 12:30 in the Boys JP car park. And you will drive in with your yellow windshield name visible. That way, the guys at the gate can radio down to us that you have arrived, and we will get your son ready to pop him into your car. There is also a waiting class available for those who are waiting for their older siblings to finish their day. These yellow cards with your son's name printed on them, you are welcome to share with grannies and grandpas, au pairs, drivers, and school transport companies to make the whole collection routine far quicker. We frequently find ourselves under lightning conditions at pickup time. In these instances, we will keep the boys safely in the classroom. But as you arrive at school, you can please WhatsApp your teacher directly that you are here, and we will send your son up to the main entrance of our school building, where another teacher will help him get into your car safely. From the beginning of February, we will start to send homework home to you in the homework folder. This is not new content. It is rather a revision of concepts that we have done in class. It will always include a reader or a reading passage of some sort, as well as reading words. There may be maths activities or other language activities to complete as well, depending on what we have done in class. We recommend spending 15 to 20 minutes each day, that's Monday to Thursday, on homework. But we are fully aware that life happens, and on some days it may be more difficult to get to homework. On these occasions, please prioritize the reading and make sure you listen to your son every day. As we get to know your son and his individual reading capabilities, we will adjust his reading level as well as assign him to a class reading group. In the grade 1 year, teaching of independence and responsibility forms a large part of our curriculum. COVID has forced our boys to become more independent already, as they now walk in and out of the building unassisted, carrying their own bags. Listed here are a few other ways that you can implement at home to continue to grow their confidence even further. One of the big ones is tying shoelaces, which they should all do before we enter soccer season. Birthday rings work much the same way in grade 1 as they did in grade 0. You are welcome to send small, individually wrapped treats to school with your son on the morning of his birthday, or a morning near to his birthday that suits you. We do ask during COVID that we don't have one large cake that needs to be shared, as that is against the regulations. However, individual cupcakes or a small treat that is individually wrapped is absolutely fine. Research has proven time and again that a consistent and predictable routine allows a child to feel a sense of security and stability. For this reason, we follow a good routine during the school morning. This includes breath breaks, brain breaks, snack time, and exercise. We encourage you to establish a good routine at home too, especially at bedtime. We would appreciate your assistance with sending healthy snacks to school each day. From Monday to Thursday, please refrain from including crisps, sweets, biscuits, cereal bars, and cool drinks in their lunchbox. You are welcome to send a small treat on a Friday. Without doubt, the most thrilling part of grade 1 is watching your son learn to read and write. There is a substantial academic growth and development with these literacy skills, and you will not believe the difference in your son's abilities by the end of the year. It is important to remember that each boy will develop in his own time. I am sure most of you are familiar with the Time to Read program from grade 0 last year. We include reading in many ways in class each day, but your assistance to reinforce and practice reading and writing at home is vital to continued progress. Most importantly, and our main goal, is to make sure that the boys catch the reading bug and become lifelong readers. And that's it for now. We look forward to a wonderful year working together with you and your son, and we hope to see you all in person very soon.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, grade 1 parents, and welcome to a new year. Welcome to 2021. I'm really hoping that this year will be a lot better than last year. I know you will be familiar with my face from the grade Norths. I was allocated to the grade Norths last year, so you should all know me. My name is Callan Cronin, and I'm head of the JP Sport. Just before I introduce myself further, I'm going to mention the pledge of sportsmanship, because I really believe that as the boys progress and go from grade 0 through to grade 2 and even into the senior prep, that this is really the philosophy, and I want to teach them about respect for their teammates, respect for the sport itself, respect for the opposition, etc. So the pledge of sportsmanship that we'd like to follow here is that I agree that encouragement for everyone is important. I will try my best in everything that I do. I know that mistakes are a chance to learn and improve. I agree to be fair and be a good sportsman. And I pledge that I'll help to make an atmosphere of healthy competition so that everyone can have fun. A little bit about me. As I mentioned, my name is Callan Cronin. I'm qualified biokineticist. I got my degree through UJ, and I'm currently completing my PGCE through Cornerstone. I'm a level 1 cricket coach. And prior to my role here in the JP, I'd been coaching at St. Peter's for 5 years. I am a St. Peter's old boy, and I've played in 2 Action Cricket World Cups representing South Africa. Sport has always played a major role in my life, and I have a desire to develop not only a love for sport, but a passion for sport. That's that they really enjoy getting out there, getting outside, being active. That's one of my main philosophies, in addition to the sportsmanship, is just to develop that love for exercise and activity, particularly in this day and age, and through the COVID restrictions we've had, the lockdowns we've had. It's a major push for me. Sports days, obviously this is going to be slightly different because of the COVID restrictions. Our timetables do look different to what I'm going to be talking about here, but ultimately this is what, if we return to some kind of normal, this is what it's going to look like. The grade ones will have 2 1-hour sport lessons per week. It will be on a Monday and a Tuesday if we follow that timetable. They will come dressed on those days in their sports kit, and we will concentrate on sport-specific skills and games. And the sports that we focus on will change throughout the year according to the season. But basically, we're going to cover cricket, athletics, rugby, soccer, hockey, basketball. There will obviously be tennis and swimming that forms part of that, but that'll be in their individual PE lessons, which I'll talk about just now. For term 1, we would focus on a mini cricket, basketball, and a bit of phys ed. What to wear, don't worry too much about that. Letters will go out the week before, just to give you an indication of what the boys are required to wear for that specific sport. It obviously changes slightly, and I'll go through that now. So don't stress too much about what exactly they need to be wearing. Term 2, we'll focus on rugby and soccer. The main thing here is that when we're doing rugby, we like to try and get them used to wearing a gum guard. I know it's not ideal. And then also shin pads with soccer. So if we're doing any kind of contact, again, it's going to depend on the restrictions that are placed upon us with regards to COVID. Term 3, we will go into hockey, mini cricket again, basketball, and athletics. Obviously, with this term, it's quite handy because we'll need the gum guards again for hockey, which would have been used for rugby in the previous term. With regards to their PE lesson, so they'll have 1 30-minute lesson per week. That will be on a Wednesday in using the old timetable. We'll concentrate on the fundamentals, very similar to what they were exposed to in the grade 0 year: running, jumping, throwing, catching, kicking, passing, and striking. And what I'm going to also include in these PE lessons will be strength exercises using the Swiss balls and TheraBands. They were exposed to that last year when they'd had the biokinetic sessions. So I would like to obviously progress that as they move into grade 1 and into grade 2. And then, like I said earlier, swimming and tennis will also form part of this PE lesson, their 30-minute lesson. Swimming will be now in the first term. Unfortunately, we can't start swimming yet, but we're hoping to maybe start in February. And then tennis will be during the winter. We'll introduce and start them off with tennis as well. As I mentioned, swimming, so it'll be on that Wednesday in their PE lesson. But please don't worry too much about the day now because it is different for now. But I will obviously communicate with you once swimming starts and the day that they have swimming. But just to reiterate, the reason that swimming, we place an emphasis on swimming, is it is a life skill, and it's extremely important in a country such as ours with the weather that we have. And there's just a few statistics there that, there's 600 children that die every year from drowning. So it is a major concern. 70% of those drownings in children occur in or around the home, buckets, bathtubs, swimming pools. So we really try and encourage not only just water safety, but just the basic strokes as well, stroke introduction, which I'll mention now. In the third term, we'll also have a gala. But further details will obviously be given to you regarding that gala. As I mentioned, basic stroke introduction, we'll use kickboards, pool noodles. We will start off with widths because that's obviously what the grade notes, the last year grade notes were used to. And then we'll move on to full lengths as they become a little bit more confident. When we will not swim, obviously if it's too cold, raining or windy, I will make a call on that specific day, but please can I ask that they always come prepared to swim when it is their swimming day. Tennis, as I mentioned, that tennis will be also that Wednesday slot. The only difference is obviously tennis will be in the winter. It'll start basically as soon as swimming stops. And with regards to what to wear, don't worry too much. I will send a letter. With regards to equipment, we do have equipment for all the sports. But if they do have their own, then again, depending on the restrictions and COVID, then they are allowed to bring it, but I will communicate that with you. Dress code for sport. So for their full grade sport lessons, for those hour sport lessons, they come in their sport specific kit. And normally in their class sports session, so in that 30-minute PE lesson, they'll be in their school uniform. Obviously, if they're swimming, they'll be in their costume. The main thing is that they remember their hat, with our policy being no hat, no play, and obviously sunblock as well. If they are sick or they can't do sport, please can you send a letter to either their class teacher or to me directly. If they have asthma, you can send their pump to school every day as well. And then any information that I need to know with regards to sport, please can you just drop me an email. My email address is there, ccronin@stpeters.co.za. Anything that you feel that I need to know, please just send me an email so that I can keep it on record. Sporting events for this year, also highly dependent on COVID, but we're hoping with term 1, we have the dads and lads cricket. Term 2, we normally do a little mini soccer festival for the grade 1s. And then in term 3 will be the sports day and the swimming gala, which I mentioned earlier. Emphasis here, participation, sportsmanship, and having fun. Extra cost extramurals. For the first 2 weeks of school, there will be no extra cost extramurals. We're hoping to introduce some in February. But please, can you contact the relevant extra cost coaches for information regarding their specific sport? But can I just ask that you keep these extramurals to a minimum, as it obviously is very tiring for the boys. The extra cost extramurals we offer, you would have seen this last year. I'm going to run through them quickly. Dance miles, gymnastics, DJ coaching, judo, karate, Northern Stars football, Rugger Kids, tennis, young engineers, and climbing. You would have received, or you should have the contact details for these coaches, but if you need, you don't have the contact details, please just drop me an email and I'll happily send you their email address or their cell number so that you can contact them directly. And that's it with regards to sport for grade 1 for 2021. I've just left the Pledge of Sportsmanship up again for you to read through. I'm really looking forward to this year. I'm hoping that it's going to be, like I mentioned, a lot better than last year. I'm hoping we can get to the events that we have planned for this year. And I'm confident that the boys are thoroughly going to enjoy their sport in grade 1. Thank you.